Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. It is Friday. Slate Spire mods time. I took a look at. I have a couple different resources that I use on my end to keep track of the mods that are remaining in my list. Because I have, at last count, it was about like 370 mods set aside, but a lot of those are ones we've already done, or like relic mods, or all sorts of other like odds and ends, maybe more major overhaul things like the Gensokyo stuff, or like even the little bits like we do with like Pride the Spire and Googly Eyes. But I have a favorites page, and then I have a mod list that's just a mod that loads every mod I have remaining, and then I like cut them off as we do them. But loading that list takes like 15 minutes. So I use the favorites usually. Anyway, that is all to say, I've got this week and next week planned out. This week, we are going with another one of our Arknights mods that, again, I think this is the second most behind a Toho, because Toho, I think I've done over a dozen, and there's still like 8 left. I want to say there's like 30 or so different ones, but anyway, we're playing as cat monk, cat girl nun with a bow, cat girl priest. Made so many Tomobots, they made a whole other game for him. You know? Lost Branch sure is. I should do more Lost Branch, but no. More Arknights. Is Arknights one with a custom act mod? No. The custom act mods I have are Hollow Knight has a custom act mod. Gensokyo, Toho 1, has a custom act mod. Ruina has a custom act mod. There's some custom act mods that aren't associated with any, like, property. Like, Jungle is one that comes to mind. There's a Pokemon one that is... I'll call it I don't think it's directly a custom act mod. Anyway, this is our Archetto. Start of your turn, shuffle an arrow into your draw pile. You have 5 Originium ingots, gain 5. And when you lose gold, lose ingots instead. Okay, that's our goodie currency. So let's jump on in and see what sort of... So, right away, we've got archery shown off in, like, both visibly, as well as our, shuffle an arrow into your draw pile. Wearing nothing that resembles... Hey, I have 3 different ones. So we've got this one, and we've got this one. There are 3 different outfits. We're going with the default. So, but yeah. Let's see what we're all about here. So 10 ingots, 1 arrow, 9 card deck. Wow. All right, 3 strikes. Wow, this is such a tiny deck. I suppose we're putting arrows in the deck every turn, so we have to adapt to that. 4 blocks. Bread. Gain 2 bread. Whenever you receive unblocked damage, eat 1. The maximum bread is 6. Yeah, that's just true. That is the maximum of bread. Choose an arrow and put it in a hand. Looks like if this visible is matching, we got 3 different arrows. dispersing arrows, and dispersing arrows when you get hashtag arrows randomly. Okay. Well, let's get those hashtag arrows. I'm just gonna take the health. I want to play with this before I pick some cards. Right. If I go this way, this is a little fight heavy, but it gets us our... Yeah, this is probably fine. Yeah, this is like 3 fights, a couple events, boss 1 with some extra health, a few more. So we'll have a lot heavier card density because we're doing 6 fight rooms instead of like, I could go this route and do 5 or 4. And then, of course, there's the chance that the question marks are. I wonder what this ingot pack is going to be. When you lose gold, lose the ingot. Is this just money? Because it sounds like you lose it instead of gold. So, like, we just have an extra money generator that's $5 every fight. All right, let's learn how arrows work. That's going to be the big thing, I'm sure here. Neck. Okay. When exercise reach neck, decrease the exercise to number of neck start of turn. Draw 1 card for each decreased exercise. It's not just gold because the Originium... this is like the specific Arknights currency. I wonder if there's cards that work with it. Okay, we have our definite translation we have to work with. When exercise reaches neck, so when something reaches 6... decrease it and draw 1 for each, because like 6 is this number down here. Well, let's choose an arrow. 12 damage and 3 damage to all enemies. 2 damage 5 times, then deal another damage to the untargeted enemy 1 time smaller, and so on. 3 damage to all enemies 3 times. Whoa, okay. Alright, so this is just like, arrows are wild. Okay. The reason we don't have strikes in our deck is because these arrows are way better than strikes. And we get 1 every turn? No, it looks like we only get the 1. Well, let's prep bread. Okay. Gain confused, gain iron bowstring. Confused is just confused. Iron bowstring is buffer and gain a energy, a little beer icon. You can see the little mug. Draw 1 track at the start of your turn. Whenever you draw a track, gain 3 block. And then Arrogant Beast. Deal 25 damage. Costs 1 less for each time you find road. This turn, record the type and discard, then gain 1 wheat of the card type. When the wheat is 3, chance. Chance. Choose 1 of 3 random cards, card type wheat. Okay. I don't know what this is, but when we do it 3 times, we build up to getting a wheat card. Let's just upgrade to 33. Whenever you draw a track, colorless card spawn. So I think this refers to whenever we draw an arrow, is how this is. Not quite now. That's a powerful buffer, but the... Okay. Randomize the cost of your hand. It's a cool card. We need to find out how these all work. So let's see what track is. Is track drawing cards, generating cards? Is it drawing these arrows? So like if I do this. Dispersing arrows, highest damage, because it's 12x3. So, like, is this gonna draw me an arrow, then? Oh, yeah, it drew an arrow, because it draws a... Oh no, I'm having... Oh, great. She's a griffin. Why am I having weird upload things again today? Why is that consistently something I can't control? That's such a pain in the ass. We had that last time, too. Deal 8 damage if the enemy has block. Deal 10 damage. Cooperate. Him. If you aren't perform... We have so many things we're trying to learn here. Succeed the 3-turn performance to gain the Gospel Arrow at the start of the next turn. Remove the first wheat you gain. Discover one card of the type of it. What? I'm a little more lost than usual. This character is very confusing. Yeah, like, usually there's a level of, like, machine translated or, like something like that where you just kind of have to, like, work through it. But we have, like... I think we've had 5 or 6 different mechanics, and none of them make sense on the front. Trade wheat for sheep. Try rediscover? Let's see what this does. So, like... We'll block this. Yeah, it's not just the translation, but also the fact that, like, we have 6 different mechanics that are very, like... Okay, so, like, if I prepare bread... What? No. Okay, so this card doesn't do anything. Huh. Okay, well, we're gonna take a damage, so we'll eat one. Oh, we healed 2 because we had... Okay. First wheat you gain. Okay, Every card I think we've added to the deck has been bad. Gain exercise. 15 damage, gain 1 exercise. The damage of arrows increased by exercise. Okay. Lose 3 HP, gain 1 exercise, gain 1. Gain 15 block. If you have block at the end of the next turn, choose an arrow and add it to your hand. So the text on preparation is not correct, and that's actually also another piece of this, is that it says at start a turn, shuffle an arrow. And so I thought that was like, okay, we're going to be getting arrows every turn by adding those in. But it's only start of combat, which makes it makes our starting deck very tiny and a lot worse at dealing long-term damage. So we need to fix that pretty quick. Pick up this come prepared. I at least can understand what that card does. Alright, I'll just take the hit here. I can afford the hit. Hello, you have cash. Sweet. Love to see ice cream. That's always a good one. So I don't know what this does. This only grabs arrows, but we aren't putting arrows in the deck and they all exhaust. Let's get the come prepared so that this has block. I don't know, like... Alright, is this something we're gonna have to spend the... Maybe... Okay. I have to think about this if we need to spend the... What's the arrow we put in the deck? 12 and 3. We should spend this. I'm gonna save the arrow for when we have higher strength. So we'll get an arrow here. And that's gonna be our huge move, is that we have an arrow that's gonna be gained a hand here. Oh, it's any arrow we want. Pursuer? Yeah, okay. Then we eat the bread for 2. Okay, full block. We'll be fine. We have, again, wide cultist is like 100 million strength, so that's gonna be okay. Here's choose arrow. Okay. Deploy to the devout. Whenever you find road, mark the card as tracked. Whenever you track, deal 5 no source damage to a random enemy. Okay, so like, the only piece we're missing here is what find road means. Gain 1 wheat of the card type. When the card number of wheats is 3, transfer wheats. Because like we have the card that is like whenever we draw a tracked card. All right, I'm gonna pick this up to try to understand how we like what the track piece is. Because like, this is draw a track card, this makes cards tracked, and so this combo seems very powerful if it works. I'm gonna remove exhaust from choose arrow, I think. That feels like we want it. Someday we will find road. Because the arrow's exhaust off this. Right now I think I want that for offense. Wide beast. Sure. Means we could be potion spending. Alright, so like, come prepared, prepare a bread, and put out the trash bin. So, come prepared will get us one of our arrows. The arrow stuff is very straightforward, and I think that's pretty nice. It's interesting, we're actually really weak to weak. Not as usual as things tend to be. We're gonna full block here. Some classes are stronger or weaker against things like this, and weak actually affects us a lot because we have a lot of those 3x2s or 3x, like, things like that that, like, go off. Yeah, 2x5 on this. And then we'll fire off Dispersing Arrow, too. Okay, we just need 2 strikes. All the beer and the bread, maybe we get some beer potions. Okay, we're at 4 bread. Prepped and ready. I like this card. So the eat, by the way, is like when we take a hit and we have 4 bread, we eat and gain 4 health. So. Wide regen, okay. Him, survive. Lose 2 HP, eat 1 bread, gain 12 block. Next, X arrows do double damage. Lose 2 HP, eat 1 bread. So if we have bread, this'll, yeah, eat. Heal for the number of bread, then remove 1 bread. So if we have bread, this eats the bread, and then it becomes a better block. A much better block. And this is setting up for, like, future turns, because you have to pay out the whole thing. So you're not going to be... Okay. We're going to choose arrow, because this puts the arrow in the deck later, and the tracker will grab that arrow. Okay. Crunch you. Eat the bread. Lose the bread. But then we eat gain 2, so we have a full block there. And then, like... put up the prayer. Eat bread, block. Technically, it would have been better to block 10 there instead of 11, because we would have taken 1 and healed 3. Okay. Bonk. Grab another dispersing arrow, bonk. I'm having terrible frame. Okay, I need to try and fix the frame stuff, because it's being... This has got to be something I can fix on my end, if you'll give me a moment. Shuffle and aim into your deck. Find road, a card in your hand. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and try to fix this. The stream is probably gonna go down for this. It's the only action I have, though, so I'll be right back. Alright. Then let's cut the video here, and then we'll re-splice it when we start back up. There might be a jump in the audio. Okay, okay. Alright. Probably have things fixed. So, crossing my fingers. Let's keep trying to learn about tracking. Okay, so the last thing we did is we picked Expectation. Expectation has the text, when you draw this card, shuffle and aim into your deck. And aim is another Archetto skill. So this is a tracked card. I wish it had like a little thing for it. But like, this is draw 2 and then find road, which is discard a card and then like gain wheat for the card type. Anyway, hopefully this is the combo where we can use the Expectation, draw into discard cards to track them, and then trash bin to pick them back up. Okay. So prep bread, arrow, shoot you, and then we're actually gonna take the lump and I'm gonna drink the regen potion in this fight. So we'll take 1 but gain 2 health because of how bread works, so that'll be fine. Prep and set up the trash bin. Actually, that should be good. This character is really something. We're working with it. Okay. So let's go ahead and get a dispersing arrow. Blast you, blast you. Okay. And we're at almost full. Find road potion. Draw 3, then find road 3 times. Okay. Trash bin. Can only be played if you lose 10 gold, 15 damage. Upgrades to 5 gold for 20. Oh my god. I'm sorry, so this is just like... Oh, but then there's this. Latalano here is a billion block that then also has the discard, and then this is like a million damage. And Trash Bin is like more of our tracking stuff, which would work with the Latalanos. That's so much money we're throwing there. So we lose the... This is a million block for one as well. It has discard a card, but Survivor is way, you know. Alright. So if I go Glory, and then we're gonna find Road, discarding, come prepared. The choice in chance is add 1 skill. We have ice cream, so. Is that tracked then? Oh, it does. Okay, there is an icon for tracked. Trash bin. Remove the first. Throw all money. Lose 10 gold. Search 3 cards on the top of the draw pile. Find road 1. And draw the others. Put 2 bullets in your hand? Oh, God. From Prey. Okay, that shuffled the aim in. Alright, so this is the turn we start going. So we go find a road, discard you. Strike, strike, strike. Sunny days. We'll track the defend. Aim, we'll track the survive. Okay. Now we're rolling, by the way. Yeah, so this is like part of it is spending it for our, yeah. Okay, so like we need to go prep bread. Discard the find road. Go ahead and gain for battle. Gain metallicize and depleted armor for a number of bread. Sure. And then survive is fine here because we'll eat and then we'll gain and then we'll gain 12 block. The metal bread. Bread to steal. So all of our cards are tracked now, which means we draw 1 and we gain a million block. Every one of these we draw is 3 block. So now we're like, the deck is now comboing correctly. Gain 2 bread, draw 1 card. Team tactics, Nightmare. All enemies lose 2 strength this turn, deal 8 damage to all enemies. Arrows and tactic. upgrade is less than I'd want, but let's keep it small. I have an idea of what I want the deck to do now, and now I'm gonna try to work around it with the cards that generate skills for us. So, Trash Bin, Glory, Eat a Bread. Let's go ahead and blow up you. Okay. And then that's fine. So we're gonna take 5, but then eat the bread, or take 6 and then eat bread for 2. Sever Thorns. And we're gonna draw a tracked card that'll deal damage, and we get to spend the arrow to just win the fight. Yeah. Walk Alone. 8 block. Mark all cards in hand as tracked. Apply Wanted. Reply. Choose an arrow and add to hand. Draw 1 card, gain 10 ingots and 1 on death. Oh. So this applies to an enemy. It gives them a interesting. That's actually kind of cool. Arrow Force. Okay, level Expectation upgrade shuffles 2 aims, and I think that's actually a big upgrade. This deck has, like, a really weird play pattern. Eat the bread. Come prepped, and we'll find Road to Survive. It definitely needs a pass as far as, like, explanation for a lot of these. So, like, this should be like... So now 2 and 3 is when we trigger... Okay. Aim. We're blocking. We're just taking the slam. It's fine. That is every defend in the world. All right. And there's a million actual effects. Because if we deal 5 damage every time we draw a tracked card, and we gain 3 block every time we draw a tracked card, Well, eat the bread. Yeah, I think the track stuff is most interesting, where it's like, okay, here's these like generated cards it works for, and then obviously we're adding it to all these other cards that we're drawing. And so there's a huge amount of like build up going there with the deck. Gain 2 exercise. Put a non-colorless tactics in the hand at the start of the turn. Gain vigor equal to the number of breads. Shuffle 1, aim into your draw pile in a turn. You 4 wheats chance, but you double chance. Just goes to 1 on upgrade. Want to upgrade that one pretty quick. Sure. How bad could it possibly be? Okay. Looks like 2's our max, and we're going to take this side over here with a lot of events. I want to get this deck slimmed down so that we can get the setup going more easily. Getting rid of a lot of these like this sort of stuff. Absolutely don't need any copy of Strike or Defend in this deck, and I probably don't want any of the bread stuff really either. They're not stealing my Originium. Weirdly. Okay. Now when we find road, we... Yeah. I'm gonna try and leave with all my cash. I don't think so, buddy. There we go. Gain exercise, gain exercise. Bake plus? Sure, I'll take Bake plus. Draws cards. I don't like it as draw 1, but I like it as draw 2. I might just take the transform some of our starting cards and try to get something more useful. Drawing these strikes in defense feels really awful in this deck. Obviously, like, I know... God. The problem is that, like, +3 strength on this character is really powerful because of the arrows being multi-hit. Let's get these defense out of here. Alright, what did we get? Shuffle Bell into your draw pile at end of turn. Bell is when you draw this card, all enemies lose 2 HP. Increase the number of HP lost by bells and draw a card. Okay, that's actually really good because it counts as a track card. Deal 8 damage, the enemy has block, deal 10. Cooperate, the enemy loses 1 HP and gain 1 block. Okay, that's like a strike, but like with a ton of text to do 1 more damage. Anchor sweep. I love you, Anchor. I will remember to remove that curse. Okay. So what this is gonna do, this is actually gonna be really sweet. There's a really good arrow here. One of the arrows is 3 damage 3 times. Also, you know. But yeah, this one, 3 damage to each enemy, 3. On the ground. And now this is active. What on earth? Oh, the enemy loses an HP and they gain 1 block and then it turns on the extra text. Okay. I understand. That's not 8 plus 2, that's 8 plus 10. Okay. I now better understand what the hell that thing does. You spike, yeah. You give your opponent 1 point of block, and then you hit them for 10 because they have a point of block. Draw 2 track. Gain 11 block, cooperate, it's free. Whenever you play an attack, all enemies gain weak. Cooperate, gain an arrow. I'll take a much better defend. Alright, remove MX. Add a card, gain 9. Apply 1 float. Deals 50% less damage next turn. Deal 50... Right, we'll remove the Writhe. Enter performance. Another wanted. Daily damage, gain 2 bread. Another daily work. It gets better the more of them there are.
It's yours, my friend. Bombs?
Alright. We're gonna burn some potions in this one. You're the one that's wanted. I think that's enough. 6 plus 7 plus 13. I think we take 26. Oh, we took 2 there. Okay. Draw 2 cards. Draw 2 cards. Let's go ahead and you out of here. Prep bread. Gain the block by eating. Keep shooting you. Okay. Yeah, we saw 1, and it's like double your arrows. I just was not interested in. Oh, that's bad. Scrape, huh? Okay. Dong, 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 dong. Hunt, get an exercise. Randomly deal 6 damage. Attack applies poison to your exercise. Oh, that's a super payoff for okay. Let's check the powers. I think daily works. Yeah, daily works go to 0, and narrow road goes to 1. Glory goes to 7 damage, and trash bin goes to 5 block. Let's just start upgrading these powers so that they're playable. We're kind of building a deck that really wants for draw and really wants for a mummy hand. Okay. Wanted. We'll get us some money. Eat the bread. Prep and daily work. So we'll block this. It's only like 12 incoming here. Okay. Prep the bread. This is kind of awful. Ice cream, hold up. This is what I'm doing. Alright, so we're just taking a big chunk, but we eat the bread to offset that. We just take a bunch of wounds. Okay. Devout. There's the trash bin. A little too late, though. Alright, we're taking a big lump. I've not had a chance to pay attention to this. I'm confused. Paying attention doesn't do too much either. I'll be honest, there's a lot going on here. To explain the main mechanic we're working with, I'll just go to the arrow card. Choose arrow. Lets us choose from one of 3 different arrow types, which are like strong attacks. Either big attack to 1 with a tiny AoE, multi-hit 5 times, or a hit all. And we have cards that pay off on the arrows. We have cards that like the arrows. We then also have the fact that any colorless card is counted as like a class card, in a way. Not class cards. So you see how this one has like a little buddy on it? All colorless cards are also counted as tracked. And any card that's like that, we have a bunch of cards that care about that, where like, whenever we tutor 1 and gain block, or we turn cards into that and deal damage when we draw them. So we're playing a weird sort of Juggernaut style on that route. Bread is, we gain bread, which is just a number. And when you take damage, you heal that much and lose bread. So like we have 2 bread. Meal ticket, that's fitting. We have 2 bread. When we take a hit, like actual damage, we heal 2 and then it goes to 1. So like, whenever you gain bread, apply poison. Tactics, you should regret. Apply 1, regret. Yeah, regen, but when we take the hit. I'll take the key here. Wheat is a lot more inexplicable. I will remove a card from my deck, thank you. Remove defend, please. Wheat is not bread, that's different. Wheat is like a specific discard mechanic that tracks cards on your body, and when you hit enough of those tracked cards, 4 wheats, from the, Find Road. So Find Road discards cards, and that counts them as wheat. Then if you have 3 wheats, you get a Discover. based on the type of cards you discarded. Yeah. There's a lot. There's very clearly some funky translation stuff going on. And it makes it much harder to follow. Aim. And we'll discard the strike. That doesn't turn on the cooperate, because I need to use an arrow to cooperate. Wheat is not bread. Yeah. So then the tactics is up. Then I'm going to bake a bread. Now I'm at 4 bread. Like, this card. Remove the first wheat you gain. Study Crown. Road of Archbishop. Alone. Sure. The main mechanic, though, that we're playing with, and the way that I'm seeing this class, is we're generating a lot of cards in our deck that draw cards, and then, like, we have cards that want us to have found those. So, like, we generate these aims, those draw into the bells, the expectations put more aims into the deck. Each of these differently cycles, and we're setting up a machine that just sort of, like, draws 12, and we gain a bunch of block. In the meantime, we eat breads to not die. So like that. All of a sudden, blomp, 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 blomp. The bells ring. Track this strike. Shuffle thank. Encounter? Sure. Thank for encounter. 8x8, huh? Oh. Well. Yeah, trying to figure out what our win con is very important. Gain 1 exercise. Okay. I'm gonna keep smithing the powers. Actually, I'm gonna smith the trash bin to be better.
Rope.
Landon forever. Draw 3. Dale. Dalen. Dominion is like one of the card games of all time that teaches you about like removing cards from your deck with Chapel. Such an important piece. Draw 3 cards from your hand. Bard's Holiday. We have so many. Find Road and then Fing Road. The thing about this is that these all cycle as well, which makes them pretty powerful, just in a nutshell. I'm gonna remove another strike, and I'll take a land in here. That draws through the deck really fast, because that's draw 3, discard 3. Wanted on you. We got 105 bucks on our money throw pile. Alright. The aims are not going to be good here, are they? Yeah, because this is... Find Road 3 sets up the draft off them, so, like, what we... Or the Discover. So, like, I can do this. We draw 3. I'm going to discard... Aim, Bake... Discard Bake. Discard Defend. And discard... Glory. I need one more because of the, Yeah, I have Narrow Road, which means you need 4 instead of 3. But we can aim, and that'll get us the 4th. So I can discard this, and then that's 4. So now we can draft a card. And we get 2 of them instead of 1. Daily work. And then... Prep bread. Okay. Well, the bells work really well against the Snecko. Give me the double exercise. Bank, bullet. That could be really nice as a damage thing. Having a copy of this upgraded in the deck. Find Road is discard and mark. Yes. It's the way it's different from discard is that you can do it from other places, but it marks the card type, and then when you discover, the card types that it shows you are based on the card type. The markings from a power, but it does care about them. It marks them, like, on your body. It says, like, chance is skill power, or something like that. And then that changes what the discover is. Like, the actual turning it into a tracked card is from our rare power. I'm gonna take a copy of Choose Seed. And then I want to upgrade that immediately, so it's 1,000,000 damage. Yeah, no. I'm using my own terminology, not the game's, because I find the game's terminology bad. But this thing adds tracking, like, yeah, mark the card as tracked, and then, like... This is, like, impossible to follow. And then we're gonna track this, and we'll eat bread. Yeah. This needs an editing pass pretty badly. Okay, Landon Forever. There is ample bread. Landon Forever on you, so we're gonna discard this. Discard Strike. And then we're gonna gain 15 block from that, and we're gonna discard this. That's all marked stuff. Come Prepared, that gets us some block. Survive gets us a little more block. And then we want to choose an arrow, like so. So we're at 3 red. If we actually do take the hits, we'll heal a little bit off, but that's okay. Bread is like an interesting regen. It's also something very different from like offense, defense, as far as like flavor-wise stuff goes. And that's something that can be hard to like work with. Run to Warn is free now because we shot an arrow. Get you out of here. Put down the Narrow Road. Put down the Daily Work. Let's rediscover. And then aim will reset our tracking. I will eat up our ingot pack for that. That's the entire point of the ingot pack, is that we can eat it for our thrown money bit. So now you're seeing all the damage lightning pop out because we keep drawing either tracked cards or neutrals, and neutrals are counting as tracked, so. And we're shuffling a bunch of neutrals in the deck, which count as tracked cards. I think this class could benefit from two things. One, a naming editing pass on cards, and two, better visuals on the cards. Like, the tracked cards have a nice little thing to tell us that they're tracked, but the neutrals don't. I would like 2 free copies of Read Fiction. Apply Archetto Reasoning, shuffle 1 Criminal into the draw pile. This seems like a silly bit. And then we've got, if the enemy has Archetto Reasoning and intends to attack, deal double damage. Detect it. Okay, they do not intend to attack, we've learned. You violated the law. The bells are up to 6 HP. Alright, let's see if the criminal works now. Nope, still doesn't intend to attack. We'll get you with an arrow. That should finish this off. Eat a bread. Okay. When we're going! It doesn't even look like anything's happening with our deck for battle. Another Land in Forever, which I think is a really strong card. Wanted a card that counts the number of breads you've eaten? Well. Bread to armor. Max bread is 6. You no longer smith. I like smithing. We have 1 chest. We'll take the curse key. Alright. This is actually really great. We can take this one, and we can take this here. I need a bonfire key. I don't have a bonfire at any point on this other than the final bonfire. I guess I should have taken the... Clearly, I should have taken can upgrade, because like then we're not doing it here. But... a better line this way. We can take 1 elite and take like this line instead. It's like this. This actually might just be better based on like money and bits. I'm gonna take this. Let's. Six total breads. This is just one that makes so little sense. Alright, so we get Land in Forever, which is draw 3, discard 3, and then discover a card based on the 3 we discard. So then we're going to get a free Come Prepared, sure. And I will throw 5 of our ingots at you for 22 damage. Wanted fired arrow. The warning is then free. And then full block. Shuffle in some more cards that we get to draw off of the track. The track stuff is really powerful. It's just really confusing. You know? I will discover 2 cakes. Now, whenever I eat a bread... Poison bread. Exercise, uniform block, exercise can enhance. No, I need that money. We have 2 shops we're hitting. Okay, so here we don't want to do the narrow road to start. We do want to just go ahead and land in forever. Discard you, discard Latino, discard daily work, and then we'll take a free trash bin. Follow up with Latino for land in forever. Discard the wanted, discard the survive, discard the free bin. We have ice cream, so that energy will hold. Poison cake. It's a great cake. I don't know what your problem is. Alright, let's... Thundering. Fire the aim off. Let's put the bread down. Why isn't this cake? Yeah, you got it. Thanks, Cedric. Okay, pick up another dispersing arrow. So we can go... Glory! And we can eat some bread. Aim, discard the expectation. Aim again. Now cards are going to be marked a little better. Oh my god, please. I can't. I can't. I can't. Help. Help. Get out of here. Work days. Deal 24 damage, 1 less for each HP change this combat. Apply 1 rope bomb. I'm sorry. Rope. Your energy is beer, yes. Rope. When you use card, gain 1. Deal 5% less damage for each rope. Okay. Okay, hold on. I think, if I'm reading that, then rope is a benefit for the opponent in that it reduces damage taken. It's, yeah, slow but reverse. I don't quite know. Transform that defend, actually. Can only be played by losing 25 gold. Gain 2 iron bowstring, which is better buffer, by the way. We have a 125 on the rocks, so... This hand does so little. It's all of our power setup things. We need more draws, the piece that makes those work. Okay, they're all doing their bellows, which means next turn is going to be like 1,000,000 damage, but it's okay. Prep bread, choose arrow, and aim. I need one more, so we aim. Discard the survive. That gets us our bit. Recommendation of line. Draw 3 cards, gain 3 ingots for each card type in your hand. Cute. Gain some bread. Shoot you. Warn. Alright. So I'm going to draw 100 arrows next turn. Alright, I'll take... Pursuer arrows, pursuer arrows, pursuer arrows. Okay. Exercise. I want the recommendation of lines. We want card draw. Okay. Want it on you. Land in forever on you. Discard the land in. Discard the expectation. Discard the strike. And then we're gonna get... Yeah? I agree. Whenever you would die, eat bread. Get you out of here, and then we'll narrow plus daily work. Alright, so, you know, Ancient War, whenever you would die, eat 1 bread. Alright, let's get a bread. If I were going to die, I would simply eat a bread instead. Okay, so there's glory. We can rediscover, which will let us gain 5 block, deal 5 damage, put a rotate shot in hand. Oh. Yeah? Yeah, I agree with that, too. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab a... Exhaust card in your hand, find road it twice. We've had a different, like, styles on that before where, like, a card replays itself or, like, it has an echo style effect. And, like, that makes sense for this. So, like, we'll rotate at you, get it back, take the shot here, and then we'll tactics armor break. Put those in the attack. Get the bells going. Discard this arrow, discard this strike. Discard this. And then we're gonna get buckshot. Shotgun. Yeah, there's like gray here, gray here, gray here. Okay. Bottled flame. Okay. Oh, sunny days is the opposite of Lotto. Find road for it 3 times? Wow. Okay, so that just becomes discover then on that. Bottled flame, I think we probably put a land in hand. Our deck doesn't have a lot of attacks. I say adding a defense. Let's go ahead and grab this while we're here. Just don't miss it. It's fine. We have like discover things, and we have ways of adding attacks. I need to upgrade this land in forever then. So you know, let's go ahead and just play that. Get rid of the rediscover, get rid of the expectation, and get rid of tactics armor break. Then we're gonna pick up lose 2 neck. Shuffle red and beer in the deck. Okay. Let's get those bells imps going. When exercise reaches neck, we start with 6 neck. And when exercise hits neck, we lose exercise down to it, and we draw for over it. It's like a limit on how much exercise can be. Yeah, again, you're correct. Yeah, this seems a lot more like, machine translation issues over anything else. Like, Landon, I think, is a place that has to be, or like an archbishop or things like that, like, are, like, going to be correct nouns, but... let's aim, discard the strike. Oh, wow, 2 free copies of Landon forever? Yeah, thanks. Discard the break. Discard the tactics breakdown. Discard the come prepared. And then Landon forever 2. Discard the publicity. Discard... Oh, and then we're going. Gain 2 bread instantly, and gain 2 bread at the start of turn. When bread is over max, gain 1... Okay, hold on, I'll take this. That sounds funny. Alright, so agriculture. We now can overbred. Discard the come prepared. I feel like I'm just going infinitely into bread here. You know? Why can't I play this? Oh, okay. Alright. We have so many breads. Alright, that's gotta be lethal here. Ah, expectation. I do want more of those. Those draw aims in the deck, and the aims are... Alright, so we get a Parasite, but we get a Helix for it. What's causing all those Thunderbolts? The specific card that's doing that is Glory of the Devout. Whenever you find road, discard a card, mark it. Whenever you draw a tracked card, so that's either a card that has been marked by this with track, or a colorless card, deal 5 damage. This is like the main damage source in the deck.
Bombs?
Alright, well, let's remove the Parasite.
Lamp oil.
And performance. 2. I'll just wait. We have another shop. A lot of upgrades available.
Lamp oil.
Lantern, +2 strength during elite fights. Just take another removal on a strike.
Bombs?
Okay, end of fight. Bake, and then bonk you. Discard expectation, discard expectation. Discard the other land in. Discover a bake. Discard this, discard the bread. Discard you. So move fast, draw, put the trash bin, and play the glory. I don't know if that was the right order on things. That's fine. Aim, get rid of rediscover. Aim. Rid of daze. Get you off the table. Aim. Get rid of this daze again. And fine road on the survive. Skill wheat. Did the dazes counted as a generated card? No, they do not. What does skill wheat do? You can see that, like, some of these are... The skill choice and chance adds to skill. So the wheat from Find Road makes the chance, that is the discover, change what is available as a choice. Bread and wheat have nothing in common. I'll take a rotate shoot. Smith, I need to upgrade glory. I know you just hear this. Yeah. Oh, we're about to get smoked. I need to play like 5 powers to set up my deck. Narrow road. Landon forever. We'll get rid of a choose arrow. We'll get rid of the bake. We'll get rid of the tactics breakdown. And we'll get rid of commendation. We'll take 2 prayers. We'll get rid of Latino, and we'll get rid of Warn to run. And then we're just going to play out the rest of the hand. Anyway, power, power, power. Alright. Aim, ring the bells. We have a buffer to start too, so it's not that bad. Okay, trash bin is absolutely one we need to start with. Aim, I'll put the strike down. And then, am I just gonna rotate some shots? If I eat the bread, I'm gonna... this is gonna eat my buffer. By the way, watch when I rotate shoot. Spin. I'm using that potion to gain 4. Because we're gonna take 6 plus 6. And I'd rather, like, buffer this hit. Alright, fire the beams. Bells keep ringing. Are you listening? Couple expectations. We're gonna aim, discard an expectation. That's gonna get us a pair of... Could read fiction. Wanted on you. Make the expectation active. Make the rediscover active. Aim to draw into more aims. Aim to draw into more aims. Make Latalano active. We're gonna get a couple free prepareds. Oh, landed forever. All right. Discard this. Discard this. Discard Thunder Arrow. Aim again. And then we're going to take 2 copies of Shotgun. Aim again. Get rid of Survive. Aim again. Run to Warn. And then we can just rotate shoot a little bit. We can make rotate shoot active. Alright. Ice Cream says we hold over, and there's something about, like, block and, like, minus 15 and how good that'd be here. Could be anything. Gain vigor equal to number of your breads. Gain metal. Hold on, we're gonna get metal 1 bread. Aim, make the choose arrow active. Aim, make this tactics breakdown active. Aim, make this bake active. Aim, make this bread prep active. Then we'll draw some expectations, and we'll pass after lots of Lanoing, which doesn't do anything. Okay. So, once this engine's going, I feel like we're literally invincible, because every card we draw gains 5 block and does 7 damage, and a lot of cards we draw generate cards that draw more cards. So, you know, expectation. Sunny Day, we'll discard expectation. Choose arrow. Get a bake to draw 2. We're at 3 bread now. We get an aim. We get the bells. Aim away the sunny day. And now, yeah, look at this. All the aims. Every aim we draw is 7 damage, 5 block. So we play this. We draw that 7 damage, 5 block. That 7 damage, 5 block. Once we turn it active. And we also just have infinite energy. Track. Spend some cash. We're gonna go ahead and expectation. Get rid of the expectations. Do the tactics armor breakdown. Aim some more. I guess from here we're just gonna rotate a bit. Spin, spin, spin. I like the spin. I was a little worried about +6 strength, but like, once we're going, we are just so invincible. Alright. It's time for y'all to place your bets. I'm going to step away for just a moment while y'all think about where this one's going to land, what you think the score is going to be, and again, hopefully this is making some sense to you, because it's taking a lot of energy for my brain to be able to wrap itself around it. This has so many words. Alright, good luck on your bets. I'll be right back. Okay, seems like bets are in. Hardly pay attention to the mechanics this time. I understand it. Like, the parts I've internalized are the way tracked cards work and, like, arrows. And then there's just, like, everything else around, like, bread and wheat. Wow. Laterano. Oh. It's got an LR flip. 802. Alright, let's take a look. I see Betamax Hipster on 777. That looks like the hit. $1 Bob almost got that. Betamax Hipster, congratulations on the victory. You're the winner this week. Yeah, this has had a lot of damage going on, and it's early fights, and we didn't do a lot of elites late. We did one elite in Act 3. But yeah, congrats. Good shot at the lower scoring. I know we've had a lot of runs over the last few that have been like... Alright, so we just want to be able to shuffle more bells in. Yeah, no, I get you totally. Man. State Suffer. You deal 30% more damage, lose 3 HP at start turn. If HP is less than half, gain 2 bread and eat 1. No dollars. Spend it if you got them. Wonder how long Slade Spire 2 will take you to googly eyes. I expect... That one feels like a day one, right? Alright, daily work, and then shuffle in some more. We can rediscover, put a wanted to break that. I could have used that to target left, target right, but I think I'm fine. Okay. So let's go bake, get a bell. Draw some cards, get another bell. Aim, put an aim down. Daily work. Aim. Put that down. Let's get... That gets us a ritual. And then, like... Land in Forever. Discard the Rotate, shoot. Discard the Survive. Discard a Latalano. Aim. There's the freaking trash bin. Move fast. Move fast. Aim again. Discard the bake. And then we're gonna play the trash bin. Right. If it's not an explicit base game feature... Oh. Alright, aim. Put the strike down. Aim. Put the get prepared down. Aim. Put the burn down. Aim. put the expectations down. We're going to get recommendation of lines. Then we'll recommendation of lines again. Eat some more bread. Disrupt this burn. Recommendation of lines. You're free. Bake. And then Pursuer Arrow. And then we can rotate a couple times to get you. Time to twirl. Time to twirl. Damn, if that's not something we've been missing. Yeah, sure, you got it, boss. Last card. Alright. So we get to glory first. We get to exercise. We're going to use that. We get to spend this. I'm going to go ahead and... Second glory? Nah, let's get cooperation. And then it's time for Landed Forever. It says draw 3, but it actually does draw 6. Remove 3 breads, draw 2 cards. Alright. We're trying to get everything set up. We don't know if it's the 60 or the multi-hit. If it's the 60, we just want to hit it with the buffer. Damn. What an awful hand. I don't think I have enough to live here. I'm gonna take 60 and blow up, right? Yeah, we're just gonna take 60 and blow up. Bonk. We didn't have a bread to eat. That is the drawback of the sort of setup heavy deck we had there. The, like, adding in all those curses meant those 2 turns there were just so very dead. And we didn't have our block generating card to start. Anyway, well. I'm glad switching servers did fix things up. And every once in a while we have to get humbled by the heart. It's important. Oh, this is such a heavy load on mechanics and really harmed by just a dreadful machine translation. Even with it working, there's not a lot of crossover on mechanics, and like I'm gonna like bread and wheat having nothing in common feels just unreal. We have this entire performance mechanic that we're not touching because it's on its complete own. It's like, oh, you have to like perform for 4 turns to get a cool thing. We're just doing a lot of things, and a lot of them aren't explained. Like, cooperate is also, like, very... Like, I don't know what Landon tactics means fully. It's like, if the last Landon tactics you used was an arrow, but is that, like... Is that, like, specifically referring to all cards I'm playing? I know that, like, I had to play an arrow before doing them. But, like, this says reply? And then it's like, if the last landed tactics uses tactics, which does that mean like literally the card's named tactic? I guess. I don't know. Just a lot of confusion. I liked the machine we built. It had the similar problems you would have with a power heavy deck, where, you know, like our copy of, not Daily Work, our copy of Trash Bin is like one of the most important things in the deck because it draws us our tracked cards and also gives our block. But like, we only have one and we don't have a way to search it. Yet Find Road also is, even like trying to understand this with like chance types, remove the wheats, like that is, I don't know, there's a lot here that doesn't make sense. I would probably need another like roll through to be able to understand what I'm doing fully. There are some cool pieces on this. The idea of how bread works as a defensive healing measure is nifty. Like, it's not something you can farm, really, because you have to be taking the hits. The way that we are cycling through cards, with the Find Road bit, and then, like, discovering cards as we go through 3 with a little bit of control, I think there's a good nugget there. We've seen bells as imps in previous classes, which is a fun thing to work with. The exercise feels really perfunctory, because its main thing is like damage of arrow can be enhanced, which is incredibly powerful because a lot of the arrows are multi-hits, but like, what makes that different from just being strength? And like having more of your cards be arrows? I don't know. I also just have no idea what performance means. Because like, it's weird. The thing for performance there, like, feels like that's got more of a time spent on it. Anyway, I'm hit by the carnival. Still, this is a style of mod we see, and it's a style of mod that even has its own fun bits. The criminal thing, I think that's funny. The spinning as we're rotate shooting, I think is great. I think our setup when we get going involves making just a whole bunch of card draw and what feels like wild nonsense, which is always a fun place to be, even if the heart bonks us. And like, things like Come Prepared, or the other heavier defensive piece we had. I think that was uncommon. Wheat is not bread. We learned this. Yeah, like, we picked this early, and it took us forever to figure out what the hell that did. Anyway. that was Archetto. Oh, I actually really like the ingot pack. I think this is a cute way of, like, if you want to go heavy in, like, it lets you spend some of those, like, spend gold cards. I think that might be a thing to work a little bit more with, because, like, that gives you a buffer of, like, okay, you're spending gold and you're making, like, off of we had this thing, which is like, okay, that's very powerful, but, like, that cost gets offset. And, like, if you're over shifted for these, then, like, you need to be able to pay that off, because if you're but it doesn't look like there's a ton of this. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank y'all for joining. If you want to catch more, you can always follow, see when I go live, subscribe, you get the cool skulls and slimes. I'm just happy you're here, though, having a good time. Thankful everybody who does choose to subscribe. It's, helps out. But I'm thinking about upcoming stream stuff. Next week, I know what the mod is. It's one we've had in the pocket, and it's going to be very timely based on our Magic set release. Speaking of Magic set release, that's still a couple weeks away. So Powered Cube, a week and a half away. Powered Cube is going to be Monday. Tuesday will be Trails, and then Wednesday and Thursday are the post-game continuation of Dragon Quest VII and Yakuza 7. Both will likely be a couple more weeks, and then moving on to new projects. But yeah, that'll be it for today. Thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.